Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Titus podcast. This woman regrets deeply that she divorced her husband. We're going to dive into this. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Titus podcast. I am absolutely elated that you have joined. I greatly appreciate everyone who has subscribed so far. And if you're not subscribed and you're viewing, I ask you to go ahead and smash that button and turn on post notifications so you can be notified anytime I post a video. So diving right into this, there's this woman that came across on Facebook, and she regrets deeply that she divorced her husband. Now, divorce is absolutely horrible thing, and sadly in our society it's almost like it's something to be looked up to in certain circumstances. But divorce is an absolutely horrible thing, and breaking apart a family is absolutely a horrible thing. And this woman's going to kind of explain how she got too high and mighty and went ahead and became selfish and went her own way, and how now she regrets it. Go ahead and roll the clip.
My husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places, and my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just going to call it like a TI is. All the while my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life with them. I should have stayed married to my husband. I felt like I was on this dark road with no street lights, pitch dark, and I couldn't find my way and didn't know which way to go. I felt lost. I felt like I was walking barefoot on that dark road with pebbles and hot rocks sticking my foot. I felt hurt. I felt alone because every time he and that one and this one and that one left my bed, I was alone all by myself. And which was supposed to be soft and comfortable for me, my pillow, it was now filled with tears. I should not have left my husband.
So you all see what she was talking about. She mentioned a few things that I kind of want to hit on that I have talked about in previous videos, but I kind of really want to break it down here in this one, and I hope you really get the gist of this, because I've talked about, like I said, a few things that she mentioned in my videos, but I want to talk further more about this stuff and really get deep, because the world needs to hear this, right? Because I solely believe that one of the most important things in a civil society is nuclear families. We need to have families in a civil society that is a man and a woman married, and if they have kids, raising their children. We have way too many children that are born out of wedlock. We also have way too many fathers that are absent from their household or not present in their child's life. And we also have a divorce rate that it's almost like an epidemic. Around 50% of marriages ending in a divorce in our society. These three things are alarming and should be the main focus of how to fix some of the issues that are going on in our society. This woman right here is a prime example of how she regrets it. You know, I actually appreciate this woman. I'm not trying to bash her or anything like that. I appreciate this woman. She had enough courage, enough bravery to come out on social media and explain that this is, people need to hear this. This is dangerous. Because I mentioned that, we struggle with father absences in our society, and we also struggle with having kids out of wedlock. But today we're going to hone in on we struggle with the issue of divorce. Many people don't realize how serious of a vow it is when you stand in front of people, when you stand in front of God, and you stand in front of each other, and you proclaim until death do you part. Perhaps the most serious promise that you will ever make in your life. And too many times in our society, we don't take it seriously. We think that marriage is just a piece of paper. No, it's a vow. It's a commitment that you make to someone, and it's to be taken very, very, very seriously. But in her situation, she got too high and mighty. She got that promotion on her job. She thought she was up here, and she said her husband was down here. Y'all got to be on an equal playing field, or it will not work. She said she began looking for love in all the wrong places. After she divorced her husband, she thought my value is so high, I don't even deserve him. I got this job, I make all this money, I make more than him. Hey, man, I could go out and I can have a good time. I go drink whenever I want to. I go smoke whenever I want to. I'll go spend money on Louis Vuitton. I'll go spend money on Gucci bags. I'll go get the finest of shoes, the finest of clothes. Did all that and took a good man for granted because she got too high and mighty in her mind and she became selfish. It became all about her, that she was blinded and not being able to see how really she could have fixed her marriage in a couple steps, but instead ignored it and went off and did her own thing. She said her body count went up and her value was going down. Let me tell y'all something. Let me educate y'all young women that may be watching this video real quick. The more people you sleep with, the less value you have. The more people you sleep with, the less value you have. Don't nobody want that. Let me tell you something right now. When you have, I work in the car business, right? There's this thing that's called a Carfax. Because some people don't understand how serious this is. Oh, it's just sex. Oh, it's just, there's a thing in the car business that's called a Carfax. And the Carfax will explain the history of the vehicle. Some of y'all women, if y'all had a Carfax and it was made public, it would take you years to be able to find a man. Let me tell y'all something. There's this thing that's called a Carfax. It has the history of the vehicle, where it's been serviced, if it's been in any accidents or not, where it originally came from, where it was produced, whatever the case may be. It has the history of the vehicle. Along with the history of the vehicle, it has how many owners that it's had. If you compare 2012 Honda Civic with one owner to a 2012 Honda Civic with 8 owners, which vehicle do you think more buyers are going to be interested in? The one with one owner. One owner took great care of it. Maybe an older couple took great care of it, got it serviced at the same dealership the whole lifespan of the vehicle. The one with 8 owners done been all over the country. Started in Maine, went to Nebraska, then it went to Florida, then it went to Ohio, then it went to Montana, then it went to Mississippi. It went all over the place. That's how it is with some young women. Don't nobody want that. Don't no real man want a woman that just been everywhere. Body count does matter, by the way. It's almost comparable to just like a car with a Carfax. But she said her body count was going up and her value was going down. I'll tell you something right now. Even with the Carfax and the car analogy, it's the same thing in terms of the value going down. A vehicle that has 8 owners and been ran through is going to, it might have the same mileage, it might be the same year. It may be around the same mileage, it might be around the same year, which typically the mileage is going to be higher. But it could be the same mileage, could be the same year, make, model. The vehicle that has more owners is going to have a lower value than the vehicle that has only one. She then went on to say that she was out looking for love. That man, that good man she had, went out, found somebody, and got married and started building with her. Let me say this. When you are with someone and you take them for granted, you go off and try to find something, love or happiness or something else, you will regret when they find someone else and go and build and be happy with them. She regretted it. But if she just would have stayed, if she just would have humbled herself, if she just would have had humility, She would have been able to recognize what she had. She would have been able to recognize that I need to fix me. He not the problem. I am. I need to humble myself. I need to swallow my pride. I need to quit being so selfish. There's a lot of people right now in relationships and marriages that you need to recognize. One of the first things I recognized that I had to change about myself when I got married was my selfishness. It's not about me anymore. I used to go off, go here, go there. I remember I used to literally leave my house all the time when I lived with my mother and my sister. I left my house all the time because I was single. Not single, but in terms of legal marital status, I was single. So I would leave, go here, there, everywhere. You know, I would go, obviously go visit my girlfriend, but other than that, I still had free time. I would go here, there, and everywhere. When I got married, I said, I can't do that. If my wife and my daughter is home, I'm going to be with them. It's not about you anymore. It's about your family. She said she should have stayed because she was alone. Imagine what could have been if she would have humbled herself. You know, my wife and I, we got married back in 2022. And one of the things that I do to make sure I'm keeping my marriage fresh is I go back and watch our wedding. Because what did we say in that wedding? We said our vows. I'll go back and watch the wedding. We said our vows. If I could remember that day, if I could remember what I said and how much I meant it. So many people is saying that stuff on that wedding day 2 years later, talking about, well, we done doing that time. We done. It don't mean nothing anymore. It meant everything to you back on that day. You need to go back and revisit that and remember how serious this thing is. So our society is messed up because broken families or the lack of families in the first place. It's something we got to fix. Well, hopefully this video was a blessing and hopefully somebody learned something from it. Like I said, we cover some deep stuff on this channel. Dating and marriage, fatherhood, current events. Might even throw a little bit of spoken word in there. And I have an exciting video coming very, very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video. Please comment any thoughts you have. Please subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you can be notified anytime I post a video on the Titus Dean Beard podcast. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.